Welcome back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Got my good friend Charles Alvarez here in the studios, and he is with Cornerstone Business Academy. That's cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. Great company, one I've used now for a couple of years and love what they do for others. I can speak firsthand the phenomenal work that they do. And I mentioned to him about the fact about a week or so ago that I guess it's been now a little over a week, almost 2 weeks ago, that I got a contract to write a book. No, it was last week. Got a contract to write a book.
Congratulations.
Yeah, about the Texas economy. Title is a working title, and we're not going to say it publicly because I hate to see that title come out before I write it. But I'm looking forward to it. Very excited about it, and they gave me some great terms, and it's an excellent company. And my attorney asked until he signs off on the contract to not mention the company either. But I'm excited about it.
Well, that's great, Kevin, and I'm excited about this show because I actually have a pretty good guest on today. It's you.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So I appreciate that, and very excited about the book. I kind of fell into it. I write a lot. I write, prolifically, and so one could say. And I made the decision last year that I was going to. My goal would be that, or my desire, and was to write a book a year. Was my desire, and about 6 weeks ago, maybe 7 weeks ago, with that desire, I developed a relationship with an agent, and they were ready to proceed to start marketing a different book, which she'll begin marketing that. So once this one's done, we'll begin working on that next book. But what was so cool about it, and to me feels like a God thing, is that I purposed that, and I really felt an inner desire to pursue this, that a publisher came looking for me, and they've been reading my column for several months at Huffington Post, loved my work there, and they came after me. And so it really had that kind of God feel to it.
That's really cool. So, one of the things that I come across, from a lot of my clients is, and also from just bucket lists that are published, one of the number one things that people want to do but never get around to doing is writing a book. You mentioned that it was a God thing, and I think that's just providence or whatever you would want to call it. I definitely think it's a God thing. But kind of, can you tell me what was the process that you went through in actually getting this book deal signed? Like, what did you have to go through? Who did you contact? What ended up happening? Yeah.
So the way it ended up working out is so unlike the way anyone else will get a book deal done. This will be, I don't know, maybe 7th or 8th book I've written over the last 20 years or so, and so but this is unlike any deal I've ever done before, and that's kind of why my experience is going to probably be different for most. It's because I have already been published, so that makes me easier to do it. But the publisher himself of the company had been kind of keeping track of my writing, liked what I wrote, knew I was here in Houston and the publishing house is in the area, and just said, hey, let's get together and chat. He brought a copy of one of their most recent books that he wanted me to mention on the radio and to interview one of their authors, which we're definitely going to do. And then he almost immediately began to probe me and whether or not I'd be interested in writing for them. And so I think he had multiple agendas. I don't think he was there just to promote his book or just to promote the idea of me writing a book, but both. And we talked about it, played with the idea. I told him if I were to write a book, that was Texas focused, which was an interest he had, it would be about, the economic dynamics here. And next thing you know, he sent me a proposal, said, let's do it.
That sounds great. So walk me through. I mean, I know that you're knowledgeable in many different areas. I mean, you've been on Fox News. You're a great media entrepreneur. You've got a lot of knowledge in politics. How did you go about choosing, or how did you and the publisher go about choosing what topic to write about?
Well, the publisher itself was interested in a Texas-specific title. So that played a huge role. Mm-hmm. And so I wasn't interested in, I barely survived Texas history in middle school, and I got my degree in history and I still barely survived it. And I think if I were to take it now, it'd be a little more robust to me, knowing more. And knowing how much I love Texas compared to what I did in middle school. Middle school, no one likes anything in middle school. You know how that was. But, and so that, that gave me kind of a ballpark that I had to play in. And then one thing led to another, and to me, I've been very intrigued about Texas as a model for business and why it's a phenomenal model, and it was a no-brainer, really.
You mentioned something to me prior to the show, which talks about how the Texas legislature works and how often they meet and what the span of that is. What is that, and why do you think it plays such a vital role in the productivity of the Texas government?
Well, the legislature meets every other year for less than 6 months total, unless there's an emergency session, which will last 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
What that does is that, that means that they have a very, very narrow window in which to do things, which means they have a very narrow window to do harm.
Very good.
Governments do harm. Government legislatures do harm. And when I look at the best performing economy in the country of any state economy, Texas is ranked number one. And I think one of the reasons why is because of the fact that they don't have the opportunity to create mayhem. And meanwhile, New York and California, you can make a living in their legislature, a lot more opportunity to make mayhem.
Very true. Good points. So guys, be looking for this book because he's a very, very knowledgeable person, and I'm really looking forward to buying my first copy of it.
Well, thanks. And how do people learn more about what you do, which is phenomenal for entrepreneurs?
Go to cornerstoneadvisoryservices.com to learn more about our private client services, and you can also go to Cornerstone Business Academy if you wanted some helpful tools and templates to get your business to the next level and truly create freedom for yourself and your family.
Yeah, and he's great with companies of all sizes, particularly the middle market ones. All right, thank you, sir. By the way, all the content here can be found over there at usdatareview.com. While there, make sure you like it on Facebook and follow it on Twitter. Have a great day. Spend it wisely right here